open with the eternal riddle that sports fans love to solve and almost always get wrong. How do you know in real time that you're witnessing the rise of a once-in-a-generation star? Contrast the two emotions that fuel the hype machine: blind optimism because unicorns are fun, and deep cynicism because we've been burned before. Use quick, punchy references, LeBron smashing expectations versus Andrew Wiggins falling short, to frame Cooper Flagg as the next test case. Introduce the stakes. In the social media era, each viral dunk adds millions of views and dollars, but every airball earns an equally viral overrated reel. Hype now comes with financial receipts, and Cooper's NIL ledger is Exhibit A. Before we decide whether Maine's prodigy is helium or hardwood, let's rewind to the first whispers echoing across snow-drifted gyms. December 2021, Newport, Maine. A local newspaper runs a headline lauding a 14-year-old they'd never seen the likes of. The photo shows a lanky freshman casually swishing threes in an 800-seat gym that still smells of popcorn and pine tar. Coaches describe his shot-blocking instincts as otherworldly and his feel for the game as older than his birth certificate. Paint the setting. Cooper's hometown has more ice fishing holes than stoplights. The entire state has produced exactly 0 first-round NBA draft picks. That geographical isolation makes the story juicier. He wasn't polished in an AAU hotbed. He sprouted, quite literally, in the proverbial wilderness. Explain why early evaluations were muted. Recruiting services prioritized tournaments in Atlanta, Dallas, and LA. Maine high school streams barely crack 3-digit viewer counts. Mention how clips of Flagg's chase-down blocks eventually started sneaking onto Hoop Mixtape and Overtime, pulling scouts northward. To find brighter spotlights, the kid had to leave home. Montverde Academy was about to dial the temperature from wood stove warmth to full-blown furnace. Describe Montverde's reputation. A collegiate-level weight room, a who's who alumni list, Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Ben Simmons, and practices where 5 stars guard 5 stars. Cooper lands in Florida, adds 10 pounds of lean muscle, and faces real nightly competition. Within 8 months, he leapfrogs from fringe top 10 to consensus number 1 in the class of 2025. Scouts gush about a 7-foot wingspan on a 6'9" frame, weak side rim protection straight off an NBA court, and a jumper that's already serviceable out to 26 feet. August 3, 2023, National Feature declares him generational at just 16, grouping him with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Zion, and Victor Wembanyama. The label triggers instant online war. Highlight montage believers versus slow your roll traditionalists. In a move that doubled down on the hype, Flagg reclassifies from 2025 to 2024 3 weeks later, effectively deleting his junior season. Overnight, he becomes number 1 in a class with players up to 2 years older. Outcome: Draftniks slot him first in 2025 mock drafts a full 22 months before the lottery. Mention the last 2 prospects who commanded that early unanimous number 1 projection: LeBron 2001 and Wembanyama 2021. January opener versus Arizona. Flagg drops 28, 9, and 4, blocks 3 shots, and memes a left-hand yam that racks up 14 million views on TikTok in 24 hours. Osios, by February, he's flirting with a 50-40-85 shooting slash. By March, he's sweeping the USBWA's Oscar Robertson Player of the Year and Wayman Tisdale Freshman of the Year awards, the 4th teenager ever to accomplish the double. Others: Zion, AD, KD. Spotlight the 42-point avalanche versus Notre Dame that shattered Duke and ACC freshman scoring records in just 33 minutes of court time. NIL Typhoon, $13 million New Balance deal plus $15 million Fanatics memorabilia contract pushed total earnings north of $28 million before he declares for the draft, more than some second contract NBA veterans. Drop the stat that the average American neurosurgeon earns $550K per year, so Cooper minted 50 years of brain surgery money in 8 months. Wrap with the media circus. Good Morning America, Today Show, and late-night talkers jostle for bookings. College arenas sell out months in advance. Flagg Fridays trend weekly on X Twitter. Money's great, but bronze statues aren't cast for bank balances. They're carved when a teenager steals the ball from Steph and dunks on Bam. Repay the stage. USA Basketball rarely mixes amateurs with all NBA legends. Last non-NBA kid invited was Jrue Holiday in 2008. No high schooler had ever made the cut. Reports from closed-door sessions say Flagg stripped Curry on a switch, contested Durant twice without biting on pump fakes, and punched home a putback over Bam Adebayo that had veterans howling. A straw poll of Team USA players labeling Flagg Best Select Player leaks to The Athletic, sending Hoops Twitter into meltdown. KD's mic drop quote, "Kid's fearless, that's half the battle." Deconstruct why this matters. Scouts value elite versus elite sample size. If you can survive switches against Curry and LeBron today, the college-to-pro translation anxiety basically vanishes. Surviving scrimmage myths is one thing. Shaking Adam Silver's hand on draft night is another. The champagne dries fast. Next morning's alarm is set for NBA Summer League in 125-degree Las Vegas. Game 1 versus Lakers, July 10, 2025. 5 for 21 shooting, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 bands. Social feeds roast him. Pundits dust off bust hotkeys. Narrative twist. Despite bricks, he flashed winning plays. 3 steals, 1 Showtime tomahawk in transition. ESPN's Tim McMahon notes that even on a bad night, the flashes are there. Game 2 versus Spurs, July 12th. Flagg explodes for 31 points on 10 of 20, nearly half his team's output. Nails step-back threes over number 2 pick Dylan Harper. Sets Summer League record for points by number 1 pick since John Wall, 2010. Mavs immediately shut him down for precaution, igniting debate. Is it smart asset protection or joy kill for paying fans? Technical critique. ESPN analyst Tim Legler highlights a slight wrist turn on Flagg's release that could limit long-range consistency, foreshadowing a micro-plot for training camp. 2 games, 2 polar extremes. Fuel for the hot take economy and a reminder that growth isn't linear. Skeptics. Gilbert Arenas calls Flagg overhyped AAU creature, clips circulative missed box outs and high dribble. Reddit AMAs nitpick his handle versus pressure and question if he can add 20 pounds without losing fluidity. General discourse, cite if used. Believers. LeBron commends his feel that can't be taught. Durant calls his motor refreshing, while rival coaches anonymously tell The Ringer they're already devising cover ages specific to him. Data perspective. Chart of recent 12 generational labels. Only LeBron and Wemby, so far, delivered on full promise. 16% hit rate underscores why the debate is red hot. No citation needed, derive from common knowledge, but keep numerics. Psychological angle carrying a state's pride, $28 million expectations, and daily comparisons to GOATs can either calcify nerves or crush shoulders. Flagg's quotes suggest he leans stoic. I worry about reps, not retweets. History's final answer will arrive over seasons and surgeries, not summer headlines. And the time is their idea for us. Everything is too. When never stood. Re-ask the hook. Did we just witness the dawn of a franchise savior or another hype bubble waiting to deflate? Point out that indicators, elite production versus adults, unanimous scout praise, and the work ethic resume suggest extraordinary, but basketball's injury gods and fit variables remain undefeated wildcards. And no wise. It's processed, and no with it in franchising. Leave the audience with a participatory nudge. Comment below, superstar, solid starter, or overhyped. We'll pin the boldest takes and revisit them 3 years from now. And time for them, the rights was, in the morning. And thank Soft Sell the next upload. A deep dive into how Luka and Cooper might coexist in Dallas's offensive space-time. Subscribing now means you won't miss it. And Koo did not read, still self. So look like it are $1 billion and a Vance Pryor both. And both comes down there. And on nothing problem. And 3 those Luka are. Final line, because whether Cooper Flagg ascends Mount Olympus or stalls at base camp, the ride will be nothing short of generational.